Welcome to the Advertising Heat Check, where we keep a real-time pulse on what's heating up and what's cooling off in marketing and advertising. The honest insights from people actually in the arena right now. Each episode, we ask two simple questions: what's heating up and what's cooling down? I'm Matt Behrend. Today, I'm joined by Ted Hartman, who led marketing at Little Giant Ladders, the brand that pulled off something almost nobody does. They made ladders famous. He was also CMO of Energy, holds an MBA from BYU. Today, he's a fractional marketing executive who specializes in building marketing from the ground up in young companies. And beyond the marketing world, Ted has a big heart. He's a board member and past president of the Honoring Heroes Foundation. Tells you a lot about what kind of person he is. Ted, how are you?
I'm good. Apparently, I'm great. That was a very generous introduction. Work with great people at the foundation, and work with amazing people at Little Giant to accomplish what we did, and that was definitely not all me. But thank
Yeah.
you.
No, well, we're excited to learn from you. You know, you're in the arena. You've made a lot of hard decisions with a lot at stake at companies over the years. So let's get right into it. What's heating up? You know, what's working well for you in your world right now?
Well, this might not sound like anything groundbreaking, but what's working well for us is having an elite, a high quality message for people when they land on our real estate. Let's call it real estate. It's important. All of these new developments, all of these channels, they're all important. But when you finally get them to where you need them to be, you've got to have the right message, the message that shows, teaches them about the problems, or acknowledges the problems they have and teaches them about the solutions that you provide. And it sounds like basic marketing stuff, and it is, but it's important to be able to articulate that message so that it motivates people once you get them there. And for me personally, I focus on that and a lot in the work that I do. And then I connect people. I connect the people with whom I work to partners and service providers that can really take them where they have to go on digital advertising, the different channels of digital advertising that you've got to be expert in these days to really be standing out at all to be successful.
So I hear you. We see this a lot. As a marketing team, you have to be brutally honest about where your strengths and weaknesses are, right? Where you have
Yeah,
expertise, where
absolutely.
you don't, and understanding where your customer is to reach them. I agree. It's not groundbreaking, but my goodness, is it hard for marketers to take a bold stance on their messaging? There's so much infighting and resistance to having a strong point of view, as a brand, and being able to deliver a message that really causes emotion, that's memorable. So I'm with you. That's it. And
Yeah.
so I'm not surprised that's heating up for you. Ted, I think there's one other thing in your world that we can learn from. You have some really unique experience in growing Little Giant. You grew up in the direct response TV era, the infomercial era, and then had to reinvent yourselves for the digital and retail eras. So what does great product demo marketing look like in 2026 with a product as big and heavy and broad as Little Giant Ladders?
Well, that's a great question. And for Little Giant Ladders, it goes to the crux of the situation. One of the critical markets for many companies, and Little Giant in particular, are the trades. And so, how do you get out? How do you get in front of every tradesman who's out there? How do you get in front of these companies that employ the HVAC professionals, the plumbers, the construction technicians, the engineers, and how do you get your product in front of them and without traveling all over the world, driving hundreds of thousands, flying hundreds of thousands of miles? The way Little Giant does it is pretty groundbreaking. Little Giant has constructed three in-house studios, state-of-the-art automated camera work. It's like you're going into a TV station when you go into the back room for these studios. And they have what they call Little Giant Live. And the Little Giant Live studios are used to demonstrate the product the way we used to be able to demonstrate the product when we were on the job site with them. And So big partners like Granger, Fastenal, think of all of the large industrial distributors that are out there, HC Supply, there's lots of them. They partner with us and bring their customers to us as a value add, as a co-branded value add through their relationships. And so we've had free ladder safety trainings, hundreds of them a year. And these are things that Little Giant could never have done just financially and just from a manpower standpoint, it's totally unfeasible. But because people are now used to communicating the way you and I are communicating, we can talk to so many more people and give them the richest product demonstration and training experience that they could possibly get. The only thing that could possibly be better is flying them out, bringing them to Little Giant and having them sit there like it's a classroom.
That's exciting. Well, let's get into the reality check. What's not working? What's cooling off? Tell us what to stop doing or rethink.
Well, I think you've got to know your product. And I'm going to go back to the Little Giant example one more time. Little Giant ladders, you made the mention of it. They're big and they're heavy. And you have to find a way to get the product. You have to get your message in front of people where the product is, near them, where you have product near them. So spending tens and tens of thousands of dollars a month on Google Ads and Meta, just that is not driving them to an e-commerce location where you're going to ship it from Utah to them. It doesn't work. It doesn't make sense. But finding a way to provide a rich product experience, get the story, get the message in front of them where they are using, OTT, CTV ads to tell a rich story and be able to target them with the kind of precision that we haven't been able to target with in the past, and then have them go to the location near them where the ladder is so they can go pick it up instead of, trying to pay for shipping. These things seem obvious, but I think sometimes we get in our ways of like, okay, we've got to spend this much and got to be on Google, we've got to be on Meta. Things are starting to move away from that and you have to, not with every product, but you have to know your product, and that is going to help you determine what your digital advertising strategy is going to be.
Interesting. So you're able to increase margins by not having to deal with shipping costs broadly. And instead, you tailor your marketing to be precise around the locations where you're trying to drive people to purchase.
And from beginning to the end, top of the funnel to the bottom of the funnel, it's an easier experience for the customer to buy your product.
Awesome. Well, I love it. Well, people want to get to know you better, Ted. So tell us what's making you happier and smarter lately.
Well, okay. I read an article recently in the New York Times that I really thought was interesting, and I'd recommend to people. The title is "Advertisers are good at getting human attention. Can they stand out to AI?" And so I recommend that. I've been digging into that and trying to learn more about it. From a personal standpoint, I am having a great time being a dad and a husband, and I've started helping my son develop his YouTube and TikTok channel. He's a master Lego builder, Lego creator, and I'm amazed every day when I look at what he does. And he's building a big following and getting some of the craziest, funniest comments, complimentary comments that we can't say on air. So those are the things that bring me joy. I love seeing my children use the talents they've been given, and so lately I've been helping him with that.
I love that. No, there's nothing better than that. Well, Ted, thank you so much for joining and sharing those learnings with us, with your fellow marketers. That is today's Heat Check. If this was useful, please send it to other marketing leaders who are making hard calls right now. The more we share what's actually working, the better we all get. And I want to thank today's sponsor. Today's episode is brought to you by Minky Couture, the softest blankets you'll ever own and the gift people actually remember. Find yours at minkycouture.com. Ted, have you ever tried a Minky?
I have tried a Minky. My wife has one. I would love to say that I gave it to her as a gift, but I had a great boss who gave it to me on Mother's Day to give to her, and it is her favorite blanket by far.
I love that. Well, we'll make sure and send one your way. Subscribe to the Advertising Heat Check to learn the best of what's working in advertising today from top marketers in the arena every day.